Welcome to the Block Exploring podcast, your first step into the world of crypto and blockchain. The Block Exploring podcast is your one-stop place to find quick, clear, and unbiased information on everything in the crypto space. Our goal is to help you grow familiar with the crypto space by growing along with us as we go on our crypto journeys. Follow at Block Exploring on Twitter for our newest uploads and our publishing schedule. We, here at Block Exploring, are crypto enthusiasts working hard towards becoming experts. Today's podcast is presented by co-hosts Tommy and Elias. Find us on Twitter under @SabaiSquared and @OtokoCrypto. Right now you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Before we start the episode, we would like to inform you that we are not financial advisors. Therefore, nothing said in this podcast should be considered financial advice. Always contact your financial advisor before making any investment. With that said, sit back and enjoy today's podcast. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 21 of the Block Exploring podcast. Here with me is Tommy at @SabaiSquared on Twitter. We're going to be talking about every single thing that we missed the last week while I was on my honeymoon. So, Tommy, let's get straight into it.
Well, first off, big shout out to the big man Elias, who's married man's. Congratulations, bro. But yeah, let's get into it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's get into it. I've had a great week. So has the crypto space.
Mm-hmm.
If I would look at the state of the market, ETH hitting 4K, and yeah, that's amazing. And that's as we were saying before we were recording the episode. According to you, that's what's keeping the bull market going. What's keeping the energy high. I also noticed that Solana was up 70%. I think a lot of people noticed it too because it's one of those crazy altcoin surges that we haven't had in a while, apart from Luna in the past weeks. Solana overall a great project. Definitely look into it, but maybe not buy right now because it's peaking.
Definitely one of those more promising ETH competitors in the space alongside ADA. But ETH is just doing a madness right now, and it's crazy because the space feels as if it's like March of this year, right? And it's just like crypto Twitter's going crazy. There's so much development happening, and I think, to be honest, I agree with the thesis that ETH has single-handedly protected kept this bull market going, because we were at such a low. I mean, not a low, but we were just in between this bear market, bull market situation. You know the meme. You remember the picture with the bull and the hybrid bull and bear thing? Yeah, dude. We were like that. I feel like right up until EIP 155, did its thing, and then everyone was super hyped about ETH. Then NFTs were doing a madness, and then then everyone was went back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin started doing a madness, and then. With Bitcoin, then everyone started talking about altcoin season, and now we see things like Solana going up 70%, ADA reaching 3%. And it's just incredible stuff going on in the space right now. It's super energetic. I think so many celebrities also jumping in, like Reese Witherspoon just bought an NFT, and she's like... quote, let's go, or whatever that means. Whatever that means. But it's cool how crypto culture and blockchain is just permeating throughout society, and we're not even close to a mass adoption. I think our friend says that we're at like 5-10% adoption. But if this is what it looks like, this is how exciting it is. I mean, it's exciting because we're both in the space, right? But man, I'm so bullish on the future of crypto and blockchain. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I really like that there was a one-day NFT bull market. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what a meme. But that in itself is super bullish, for NFTs. Basically, ETH was going crazy, right? And people wanted to sell their NFTs to hold ETH because who knows what ETH will do. It's already close to 4K. But yeah, that ended very quickly, and loads of people got it to buy into, huge projects for very cheap. Like some people got mutant apes, some people got just your normal apes, other people got all kinds of different. I mean, that's sick because these NFTs are your ticket to communities, to access to opportunities in some cases, and that's why these NFTs are so valuable. And it's just the start, because we're just talking about profile picture NFTs at this point. 10K profile picture and NFTs projects that are doing this much volume, that are, there's all kinds of community being created and cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
Just wait, just wait. You know what I mean? For when NFT applications, like what me and Elias are building at Anspar with our homie Vahe, like
Yeah.
when we drop that, it's gonna be crazy. So y'all watch out for that.
Yeah. We can't say too much about it now.
No.
We're busy developing, busy
Building.
incorporating,
Biddling.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a wild ride from that point on, and I'm really happy that you guys are here to come along with us on that journey.
Yeah, you can follow the project on Anspar Space on Instagram, Twitter. You can even join our Discord, and that's like the way that you can gain all this information about what we're doing, and you can be there early, which is one of the many things you want to be doing in the space, being early to projects that are going to be a madness.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And about the NFT bull market, do you think it has anything to do with the Sotheby's auction of Board Yacht Club? Do you think that's somehow inspiring?
That people would sell before that? Maybe, yeah. It's like what they had in mind was like the Elon Musk situation with Doge, right? People it was like pumping and pumping and pumping right until before the SNL situation, right? And it's dumped like massively. Maybe people were anticipating that we're pumping now in anticipation for Sotheby's, but they want to cash out in case like at Sotheby's it doesn't go as planned. That might be a cool, interesting parallel, but I don't know. In my opinion, I would only think that the Sotheby's listing is or auction is only a good thing for the project as a whole.
Yeah.
But everyone's different, so they might. Yeah, that's the beauty of this thing. Like one person can think like this move is like the right move, like and then some person would be doing the opposite move, and they think it's the absolutely right move, and they're all valid in whatever they're trying to do in the space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was listening to, I don't know what, it was like Raoul Pal,
Mm-hmm.
and he was interviewing someone, I believe, and this lady says, I think it was a lady on his podcast, an NFT is so it's like digital property, right? You don't really, it's not like you can see it. It's not like you can really use it at this point because it's a picture on Twitter usually, 90% of the time. But is that really that weird? That people want to put money into that because a stone on a ring on your finger, that's also kind of weird to slam 200,000 into, but people do it all the time. So if you really think about it, value is created everywhere, and exactly. I think the NFT space is one of the spaces where the most value is being created right now.
But what's interesting about like NFTs is that there is always opportunity to have value added to your NFT, right? Because one project might have made this NFT, right? But someone easily could make another project where you can use this NFT in that project, and that's what's the beauty of NFTs, that you own this thing that you can just take anywhere and use it as you please, because you have ownership of what is property, and like we can go on forever about property rights and the importance of property rights, but like that's what's significant about NFTs and what some people might miss in the excitement, because it's just it's lit. Everyone's frothy, everyone's having a good time. They might not be thinking about the underlying things that are developing and the importance of NFTs and like how important they will be in future. But NFTs, we're just scratching the surface of NFTs, I believe. And it's right now it's very much culture driven, like the culture is being created around these NFTs. But at some point, we're going to get to a point where NFTs will have a very high utility purpose. There will be, you will need NFTs to do things in life. I mean, I think so, in my opinion, but we'll see.
No, I agree. I think so too. I think we're just scratching the surface of the use of NFTs, and it's just a matter of time before one large company is going to use it, pioneer the use of NFTs in a mainstream way,
Exactly.
or in a very accessible way. I think that's a matter of time, because for companies
Yeah.
as well, it can be extremely time saving, using them, and it can save them a lot of money too. It's
Who was
just,
I forgot a big company. I'm not sure if it was MasterCard. It was like one of these financial companies or fintech companies is now holding either CryptoPunk or Bored Ape Yacht Club on their
really.
balance sheet, which is incredible because
Mhm.
like in the beginning of the year we were just discussing whether companies are going to hold Bitcoin on their
Yeah.
balance sheet, and that was radical that Elon Musk and Tesla bought Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheet. Now
Mhm.
we have companies that are holding NFTs on their balance
Yeah.
sheet. So if you're putting an NFT on your some like an asset that's seemingly less liquid than something like Bitcoin and ETH, I think the floodgates, to these companies holding such assets like Bitcoin and ETH is just gonna snowball in the coming months, in the coming years.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
It's
essential to hold, quite frankly.
it's interesting what you're saying here. I was about to say something very similar.
Hmm.
The word you used, snowball. I think that's
Yeah.
something that people maybe misunderstand about mass adoption.
Hmm.
And of course, it's all speculative. Maybe I look like a total dumbass in, like, a year. But that's a risk you take. This mass adoption, sure, we're at like 5 to 10% mass adoption, as Fahe was saying.
Hmm.
Very few people are holding crypto. Very few people know what it does, where it's at. It's like early days of the internet.
Yeah.
But mass adoption is something that happens so fast.
Hmm.
It's not a slow drip down process. Getting to a certain point where, all the needed points are in place and where everyone will use it. That's a very fast
Hmm. Yeah.
process. It's like a snowball effect. I think that's something people should take into account, and that's why in the crypto space it's always so important to be early, because when you're really early, then you make the most benefit of that snowball effect.
Yeah.
So,
I think what's great. I think what's very exciting is with these snowball effects. There's comes a time. Usually, there's a threshold that's hit that the whole thing
mhm,
just becomes an avalanche. You know,
yeah,
and then you just see with Facebook, it really did start with the colleges and stuff like that.
yeah,
But there was a threshold that was met where just Facebook became the social media that just exploded. And then
yeah,
everyone and their grandma had Facebook.
oh,
And
absolutely.
that could, I mean, I think with something like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology and these projects and NFTs that have so much utility around them, that's
Hmm.
that's the key word. I think utility. There are so many avenues for utility to make use of these assets. They're going to be a huge part of our future, like a
Yeah,
huge.
definitely agree. And with the point of, mass adoption and snowball effects, we're gonna try something new out on the show today.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna just do some quick takes. So things we read this past week,
Mm-hmm.
some hot takes that we found online, and we're gonna discuss them. So the first one for this week is Twitter launching a Bitcoin tip jar?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sure, it's all speculative, but a beta version of Apple's iOS revealed that Bitcoin might be added into a content creator supporting tool at the moment. And yeah, as we know, Jack Dorsey is a big fan of Bitcoin and has been wanting to work on something Twitter related and Bitcoin related,
Mm-hmm.
something about Bitcoin payments. So, what do you think about this? Would it be a good idea?
Why does he not like ETH? Is my question. He's not the quintessential maxi, but he's up there, and I just
Yeah.
don't get why he's so anti-ETH. He's such a bit maxi, it's crazy. But
Hmm.
I think for Bitcoin, I think this is great. I think it's super interesting that they're gonna integrate Bitcoin into Twitter, and I think that
Hmm.
opens up more ideas for how other Web 2 applications can incorporate you know um, cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, and the Lightning Network seems to have a lot of promise, going into the future with a lot of developers working on it. So I think it's a good thing overall in the future for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the big daddy of crypto. But yeah, I just don't see why this. I just don't get why this man's is such a maxi. But it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. I think it's good.
I agree. I think, yeah. I mean, I was thinking maybe something like Brave has done with the basic attention token is already in place and is less platform specific. Like
Yeah.
you can tip BAT on anything as long as someone has linked their account to the service.
Yeah.
Then it's not dependent on are you on Twitter, are you on Facebook for this tip.
Yeah.
I like that maybe a tiny bit better. I also don't know how efficient Bitcoin is in these small transactions for regarding tips, though the Lightning Network is something that's there to solve it.
Yeah.
And what you're saying, why is Dorsey such a maxi? I think that is something where a lot of people see the crypto market as almost like a stock market. Like if Bitcoin is up, that must mean that its competitors are relatively down.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of people misunderstand the space in this way, and I think in the future there's going to be just this super easy interconnectivity between all these blockchains, between all these projects, which will make competition almost a useless thing to see. So this entire thing, it will be one more interconnected space rather than different spaces separately. So I think that's the vision that some people don't have. Some people also just think that everything should happen on the Lightning Network, on Bitcoin, in the form of new layers, But I think that the interconnectivity is going to just blast that entire idea away.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin maxis just like secretly want to build ETH on Bitcoin, a network like ETH on the Bitcoin, with Bitcoin at the center. But good luck. Good luck, guys.
Yeah. It's true. I also think that it's maybe a legal precaution that some people take.
Okay.
I read this speculative article about Elon Musk and why he's so pro Doge.
Okay.
Is because if he were to say things about Bitcoin, it might be considered market manipulation.
Okay.
And the speculation that's going on is that the big bag of Elon is in Bitcoin, right? And if he talks about Dogecoin, that just draws people into the space easily.
Right. Okay.
And all the earnings that people take from Dogecoin, which are massive recently, they pump into Bitcoin.
Okay. Wow.
And through that, he's improving his own position. And I think that's also
an interesting idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why some people are like hardcore maxis on something, so that they don't seem, or maybe it's it's like a precaution. It's just saying I like the tech so much, rather than saying I want Bitcoin to reach these these marks. So I think that's maybe a legal precaution in a certain way, all this maximalism, because you don't see, there's very few Microsoft maxis out there, or
exactly.
AMG. I mean, there are some AMG maxis.
Yeah, but it is. They differ.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, another hot take. Yeah, well, in recent news, the BitConnect promoter Glenn Arcaro admits to full-on admitting wire fraud. So that's pretty wild.
Well,
that's remember the BitConnect memes?
Yeah.
Probably a smart move. I don't think he had a lot of.
I mean, it's very clear, bro, that this man was doing a madness.
So, there wasn't a lot of circumstantial evidence there. It was all just direct.
Straight fraud.
Yeah.
Goes in, he's like, yes, I plead guilty. That was the biggest GG. At least we got a meme out of it, but feels bad, bro. 2 billion these men managed to swindle. That's crazy. I don't want to say anything about his prison sentence, but at least the SEC stepped in, they're protecting consumers. There you go.
That might be a good thing.
SEC doing exactly. They're doing their job.
Yeah, I think that's also what the SEC should be doing, is looking out for consumer rights and consumer protection, rather than trying to make everything crypto related illegal.
Yeah, I think at least I think one thing to say about this is be careful, guys. There are loads of people trying to scam you.
Yeah.
Don't let people like Glenn Arcoro scam you. That's ridiculous. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Protect
No,
yourself.
but yeah, I think it's good. It's also nice to see, maybe as a cautionary tale, that sometimes projects like BitConnect, they get massive.
Mm.
They get massive, and everyone's telling you like it's a great project. It's a great, oh, it's such this is a moonshot, a once in a lifetime opportunity. And there are so many people that you have the
Yeah.
tendency to see, oh, there's a mass agree, like the majority of people agree that this is a good idea,
Yeah.
therefore I should do it. But you should always do your own research because
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you saw this, maybe you felt a bit weird about it. You decided not to put your life savings into BitConnect.
Yeah. I mean, oof.
Yeah,
Rough, dude. Rough. 2
yeah,
billion. It is what it is, though.
it is what
Jeez.
it is. But on the topic of SEC and crypto regulation,
Hmm.
another hot take that we read was that crypto would be dead in a decade without regulation.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Gensler.
Yeah,
I think you'll be just fine, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
because I think communities I mean, the beauty about blockchain and crypto technology, it puts the power in the hands of, like, well, everybody essentially, and
yeah,
people will then naturally go to what's not scammy. For example, if they've been
yeah.
scammed here, they're going to find the place where they're not going to get scammed, right?
Hmm.
It just so naturally these things get weeded out, and unfortunately in that process, like in an unregulated world, like, some people lose money, but
Yeah,
naturally those who are legitimate, those who are acting in a legitimate way, in good faith, like, I'm talking
hmm,
about projects right now.
yeah,
um, People will move towards those projects, and those projects will do well, and people will benefit from those projects, and they'll be able to be their own banks and all kinds of things. I think right now we live in a regulatory ambiguous landscape, I feel, and
hmm,
crypto is thriving.
yeah.
So, like, you can't, I mean, crypto is, I mean, this is like, I mean, it's a bit of a industry bias opinion to have. You're
Of
the
course.
you're the regulator, and you think, of course, you might think, like, crypto without regulation would be dead. It's the same as a banker saying, "Now, like, crypto is horrible because
Hmm.
crypto's coming after their job." Like, I don't know, Gensler.
Yeah.
It's a no for
No,
me.
I think I think I mean I think he's making a very intense statement. I
Yeah,
do
hot
see a
take for
part of
sure.
his point. Yeah, I see a part of his point, like
Hmm.
finance is about trust,
Yeah.
and you need more of a sense of security and a
Hmm.
sense of like having your consumer rights be represented.
Yeah.
But then immediately classifying every single crypto asset as a security, that's an overstatement of the term. And I think that yeah, I think crypto industry it will survive,
Hmm.
for decades to come, just like the oil industry or something. As long as there's demand for it, people will buy it. Doesn't mean that the oil industry is the most eco-friendly, and maybe some regulation on making it more eco-friendly is very good. So the crypto space, it offers so much opportunity to everyone, but at the end of the day, it can also wind up with a lot of people getting duped, and a lot of people just losing a lot of money due to consumer protection and a lack of consumer protection. So I think you dropped there for a second, but that's not an issue. I just talked about,
Nice.
the oil industry versus crypto.
Okay, sick. I said hello a
But
bunch of times. You might need to cut that out.
oh, that's fine. I don't think it recorded it.
Okay,
Yeah,
chill.
yeah. But as I was saying, so the oil industry, not the most eco-friendly thing. So maybe some regulation to preserve the environment is good. The crypto space, very lucrative, very trustless, also in its core. And very liberating for a lot of people. But maybe a bit of consumer protection would be a very good addition. And
Hmm.
I think that the SEC kind of oversteps its bounds with the regulation it's trying to push onto crypto, classifying it as a security. And yeah, finance is about trust, but crypto is trustless. So don't tend so try not to make it too much of a security, and don't put the same cover as like a stock
Yeah.
on it. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But yeah, so yeah, Gensler, please, good regulation. That's all we need. Not these weird hot takes. Just focus on the
consumer protection.
Yeah, focus on the consumer protection.
That's the one thing we need.
Yeah, literally.
I think that's where mass adoption will maybe also.
It's all we asked for. It's all.
Yeah, protect consumers, because like any bad company, any sector has its bad eggs, you know.
Yeah.
So you just got to watch out for that.
Exactly.
I think I don't know. Are we out of time?
Yeah, I think so, bro. Like,
yeah. Well, with all that being said, that was our short but sweet episode of the Block Exploring Podcast, episode 21, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take it easy, people.
Take it easy, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, have a good
Follow
one.
us on Twitter at Block Exploring. All the updates are there. You'll get the latest episodes. You'll get reminders. All the good stuff. Me on Twitter at Otoka Crypto, and Tommy on Twitter at Sabai Squared. Now, take it easy. Have a nice week.